All right, it's an honor that I open my show with Ambika Shukla ji. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here. Ma'am, what brings you here in this humid Delhi?
Well, when the Supreme Court of India classified those people who ask questions, who seek the truth, who file RTI applications as cockroaches, we from the animal welfare world thought, wow, cockroaches are animals too. And they are the most useful animals. What is their job? Their job is to clean up the filth. And we have every expectation that the Cockroach Janta Party will clean up the filth from this system.
Ma'am, how do you see the youth here? They're actually not spending Sundays outside with their families or friends, or maybe in the bar, but here protesting. Do you think there is a shift in the Indian youth right now?
It is a very, very good sign. It is very heartening on one side to see the youth standing up and fighting for the country. And on the other hand, it is very sad to see so many people having to go on hunger strike and stay in the sun and the heat, like you said, to put forward a simple demand.
Right, ma'am.
Why won't the government talk? Why won't the government accept feedback? Why won't the government simply invite them to put forward their point of view, have a dialogue, and reach a solution?
Do you think it is a failure on the government side that since it's been 20 days, these folks are here, they didn't even tweet, didn't even send any letter. At least they should have a discussion around it.
I think that a confident, mature government will absolutely want to engage. And I hope that our government will see the wisdom in engaging with young people, talking to them, understanding their problems, and finding a way to solve them.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, what do you think of this open mic, open minds? It's an idea that anyone has their story, anyone wants to say, I'm giving them a platform. Come here, sit with me, just share.
I'd like to talk about something, if I may.
Sure.
We have been the victims of the Supreme Court as much as the cockroaches. There was a dog case which the Supreme Court took as a suo motu case and said, remove all dogs.
Right.
The case they based it on turned out to be false. They said it was reported in the newspaper that a 6-year-old child had died of rabies. No, she did not die of rabies. Nobody checked the medical reports. The medical reports clearly said it was a disease called Idam. It was her family who was saying rabies to collect compensation. And the newspapers, it was a rookie reporter, an intern reporter who reported the story without any fact check. And the Supreme Court picked up a news report and based its entire decision on a news report. This is the first time in the history of India that the Supreme Court has used a news report to pass a decision. Normally, the court ignores news reports until there is corroborative evidence. They looked for no evidence. They asked for no facts. They asked for no experts. They asked for nothing. They simply said, because this news report says this, all dogs are to be put into shelters, which is Umar Care. Dogs who have been man's best friend over the years, over centuries, who are part of our religion, our dharam, our ethics, the Mahabharata. Yudhishthir never entered heaven until the dog who was his constant companion was given the right to enter heaven along with him. This is the kind of culture in India we come from. Mahatma Gandhi said, the greatness of a nation is the way it treats its animals. Is judged by the way it treats its animals. What does this say about India? Those same dogs are the dogs who guide our blind. Those are the same dogs who sniff out bombs and save lives. Those are the same dogs that fight on our fronts with our army. Those are the same dogs who are used by the police.
I think this is going to be my last question. I'm a pet owner, man. I call him a kid. He's my kid. He's she's 7 months now. And society doesn't accept my dog. Now, if I take him to a park, because she wants to play, she wants to grow in the field. Now I have to see 5:30, 6 in the morning so that there are no people around. How do you have to say how society is changing that on I mean, he's a trained, he's leashed. Why can't I take them to a normal park so that he can also play?
Exactly.
And there are no rules set like that.
No, there are not only are there no laws that prohibit this, but What does it say about us as a people? Growing intolerance, growing hatred, growing hostility, growing fear, growing prejudice. Why? Where is the old gentle India? Where is the Sanatan Dharam we talk about? Where is Vasudev Kutumbakam that respects all life? This is just a sham, hypocritical. What are we turning into? What are we being encouraged to turn into? And I blame the media for this. For 3 years, the media has shown us horrific pictures of dogs that look like monsters with their fangs open, dripping blood. Those are the stock photos every time. They call dogs a menace. Menace? A dog is standing there wagging his tail. He's being beaten. He's still wagging his tail and looking up at you. What a cruel society we have become. And what does this say for us as a future? It will tell us that there will be nobody to protect the weak, nobody who will help the old, nobody will help the sick, nobody will help the weak, nobody will help women, nobody will help children. In the kind of intolerant and cruel society we are moving towards unsanctioning.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us. And it's an honor that I shared a platform with you, ma'am. Thank you.